Hey everybody, thanks for coming back to check out what I'm up to today. Well, it's the first Saturday of the month, 2019, so that means it's time for the results with the collaborative on Cool Cakes and Crafts with Amalia. Now, since it's May, that means I need to tell you what I accomplished in April. April was a tough month for me, and for many reasons. Lots of stuff went wrong, just weirdness. So I didn't really get as much done as I wanted. And remember, I am going 12 hours a day. So if I'm going to do any crafty kind of stuff, for the most part, it's going to be on the weekend. And I actually had some things in April that I really wanted to do. So I don't know, it took a lot of time away from being able to play. I went to the Pinners Conference in Atlanta, which I don't know if that's really sponsored by Pinterest, but it was pretty cool. A lot of booths, and then down every aisle, they had tables set up where you could do a make and take. Now, yeah, you had to pay for just pretty much the cost of the materials. They had all kinds of stuff. A lot of the sign making. They even had acrylic pours. They had where you could tie-dye a shirt. So just all kinds of stuff. Around the perimeter of the Galleria, they had classes. So I think it was like every 2 hours, which the classes lasted about an hour and a half, but every 2 hours they had a new class. And those classrooms were packed. And I'd say there were 200 to 300 people in there. So I did that on one Saturday. And then I went to a book sale. I feel like I'm going to sneeze, excuse me. I went to a book sale one Saturday also. And I bought boo-koodles of books for really not much money. So I did do that as far as spending is concerned, but wait till you see what I got. It was a lot of goodies. Anyway, let's get on with the collaborative. So, I don't know if you can hear the lawnmower outside, and if you can, I apologize. I think they do it to aggravate me sometimes. My first goal, these were the actual goals that I set up in January. My first goal was to use what I have. I think I've done pretty well with that. I haven't really purchased a whole lot of stuff. The biggest, like I said, was the book sale that I went to last week. And I will do a video on that so you can just see what it was like. The next goal that I had set for myself was to not be wasteful. Again, I think I've done pretty well. I use kind of what I have. I try to upcycle things a lot. Like, for instance, if you remember watching the video where I didn't call them rocks, I called them boulders, because it was samples that I got from work. And what those pieces are they are like samples of stone that will either go on the fireplace or on the exterior of a building. And I've sold every one of those that I have made. I'm down to 3 now that are still in my stash. After I work on some things for so long, it gets a little old and I have to move on to something else. So I have 3 of them left. 2 of the smaller pieces I put in the dishwasher to get all the grime and the, funk off of them. And I just have 1 really big one left. So I am going to start working on those 2. My next goal in the collaborative was to finish journals that I've started. Well, I'd finished the quote journal and even got it covered. You saw that. I did the journal now. It wasn't one that I had started previously. It was one that I actually didn't start till 2019. But it was where I took a catalog and I collaged it. And my friend Pam, who is going to Alaska, is actually going to pick that up today. And so I've gotten those 2 finished. Now I need to finish my Stencil Girl journal. That's the one that when I went to their retreat a couple of years ago, we started, they actually gave the journal book, which I thought was really cool, that everything you did could be in that one place. I thought that was neat. I didn't have all this miscellaneous little loose stuff all around. So I do want to finish that, and I will only use Stencil Girl stencils to finish it. And I think I really only have like 6 spreads left to go. I knew I wouldn't get it finished in April, regardless of all the trouble that I had in that month. So, but I really am going to try to finish it for the first Saturday in June. So maybe I'll get it all done in May. Keep organized. Well, I didn't do too good with that in April. Everything just kind of piled up. You know, like when I got the books, I had to have a place to put them. So they're piled up behind me. And then, just, I don't know, I guess getting ready for the retreat that technically I am at right now as this airs, I was piling stuff up to take and, you know, kind of sorting. Because when I go to retreats, and I'm going to try to do a video and have it already posted by the time you see this video, if that makes sense, of what I'm taking to the retreat. I am one, when I go to retreats like this, where you do what you want to do, I try to do boring stuff. Because I have people around me to chat with, and it'll make the time go by. So I'm going to be working on some stuff that I want to give for the next retreat that I go to in August. Which, by the way, there are still a few openings for that. So if you're interested, it's in Northern Alabama. It's going to be with a lot of ladies that do journals. So this would be a great time if you wanted to get into making your own journals. These ladies are talented, beyond talent, and I'm sure would love to work with you. They are going to give us some short little classes, about 30 minutes long. There's like 8 of them scheduled, and, you know, all broken up through the 3 days. But it's going to be fun. So, again, we still have a few openings. And if you're interested, just give me a comment below. Tell me how to get in touch with you. Or private message me on Facebook. And I will get you in touch with the lady that's in charge of the retreat. And get you signed up. But anyway, sidetracked. I'm going to be, you know, keeping organized was hard for me because, again, like I said, I was piling stuff up, getting ready for the retreat. And I don't know, with the bad luck that I had, it just kind of put me in a little bit of a tizzy. And, you know, being gone all the time. One of the things that happened to me is I was coffee staining paper, and I went back to coffee stain some more the next day. Well, I had a little blow up. Literally had a blow up. And I will post that video at the end of this video. So stay tuned now. Stay with me on it. Because you will not believe what happened. So, I don't know. Again, kind of put me in a tizzy. So keeping organized this month was hard. As you can see, though, my desk space right now is good and clean. And I'll get back on track. I've got, you know, piles behind me and some piles in the living room. And once I get my video camera back home from work, I'll set up and show you what I'm going to take on the retreat. My other goals were to find the time. Again, April was kind of tough for me, but I still managed to put out a video a week because I did have some saved up. Video a week for just what I like to do, my upcycling and playing. And then, you know, I have stayed up with the challenge too. I promised Amalia that I would do my video the first Saturday of the month as she's requested it to be up by 3 p.m. And I've made that promise, and I'm going to stick to that promise. One of the few things we have going for us is our word, and I gave my word, and I'm going to do it. Now, I did add another goal of mine that I really have no control over. That's all up to you all. Is to try to get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers in this year of 2019. I'm currently at approximately 300, and I've said it before, when you're starting off, it's hard getting noticed. I know, for instance, like I'll put up a video in a group, And by golly, there's this one woman that'll put up a video right on top of me every single time. And she has, you know, a couple thousand or more subscribers. Let us little guys plug away and try to do this. So it just tickles me. But, you know, I think every YouTuber's goal is to at least get that minimum of 1,000. That's what YouTube wants. In order for you to continue on is 1,000 subscribers. And then they want you to do 4,000 watched hours in a year. When you do little videos like I do that are usually between 3 minutes and 15 minutes, that's a lot of people that have to watch that in order to get to that 4,000 in a year. Now, I don't know how many of you knew that. So that's why it's important to watch videos all the way through. And even if you can't stay at your computer, let that video run. You can always go back to it and watch it again. And, you know, YouTube likes that too when you go back and watch somebody's video a second time, a third time. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I know many people don't know about YouTube, and that's the basics though. Every YouTuber wants 1,000 subscribers, and they got to get to 4,000 hours in a year's time. Now, I'm not trying to make a living on this, at least not at this point in my life, but I do want to at least accomplish the minimum. It's just kind of how I am. So anyway, that's about the videos in YouTube. The next part that I had promised was, I guess, the whys, and that is to use up my items. The who, it's for me, and hopefully when I do these videos, I'll put something up that you find interest in and that you can take and run with. When, I do my best to do them in the evenings, a little bit, but for sure I try to get my 2 hours in on the weekends, usually Sundays. What I like to paint and upcycle, recycle, play with clay and rubber stamps and dyes. I do try to come up with original ideas, and I'm going to, you know, do my best to do better at actually showing you how I do things. There are just, I don't know, people out there that do a video every day, pretty much showing you the same thing. And I don't want to be like that. I want to come up with original. I want to come up, you know, weekly is good enough for me. And I don't want anyone to get bored with me or say, here she is again. So, you know, my what, you know, and my where. Of course, I do it at my house. And I'm also have signed up for 3 retreats this year. I met that goal. And as I said to you, one of them I'm at right now, working and playing. And then the one in August that I mentioned to you that still need a few. And then I have one planned for Lake Lanier in December. And I guess that's the basics of everything that I have promised. If I can't think of anything else that I really want to share with you other than these. You know, I said that I've been trying not to really buy a whole lot. But how can you pass by a bargain for $1? I've seen it on some of the groups on Facebook. And they're seed packets. And they are just $1. And they are at Target. There's 15 in each pack. So I just wanted to share them with you. There's a little flap that you fold over. This one has a window, which to me, that would be really cute, you know, to put a picture of a plant or a dried flower or something in there and do the seed type and variety and some notes or whatever. And it's got places on your date purchased. So I did want to show you that. And remember, you know, that it's all about really having fun and working with each other and sharing your talents. So, you know, please talk to me on my YouTube or send me a message on Facebook. I do want to hear from you. You know, I hear from my friends, but, you know, I'm asking you to share my videos. If you haven't subscribed, there's that little box down here that's got Sissy, there's a little picture there. So click on that to subscribe. And, you know, I mean, I have fun doing this, and I want to keep on doing it. So when Amalia asked me to do the collaborative, you know, I said sure. I knew, or I hoped, that I could keep up and show my talents and everything. So I think I've done it, and I want to continue on. So I guess that's about it for this Saturday in May. And remember, the next one will be the first Saturday in June to see what we've come up with in May. And I guess that's about it for me. Now I'm going to remind you, stay tuned even after I sign off and say my goodbyes, that the video of my coffee staining debacle, I guess we'll say, is going to be at the end. So, I don't know, maybe I won't do it that way. Maybe what I'll do is I'll cut right here, and I'll show you the video, and then I'll come back and say goodbye. So yeah, let's do that, okay? So stay tuned. I'm going to cut off right now and put that video, I'll splice it in there. I'm not the best editor, so that's why I say that. But hold on and watch this video, and then let me know what you think. Hold on. Well, I turned on the wrong burner on the stove, and Pyrex dish went everywhere. Scared the crap out of me and Sissy. So, I have some fun cleaning up to do. Now, wasn't that a mess? Just a mess. I found glass for days afterwards. I mean, I thought I had gone over every inch of that kitchen. Wrong. It was a disaster. What I had done was, I had been coffee staining paper the day before. So that was an extra large casserole dish. One that's, I want to say, like 11 by 15. That way my paper really did fit in there well. And I had put water in the coffee pot on the burner behind. But when I turned on the burner, I turned on the front one instead of the back one. Well, I was in the kitchen for a few, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds or so, not very long, and then I could smell the coffee. So I turned and I said, dang, I turned on the wrong burner. So I turned off the burner where the casserole dish was, turned around, and guess what? The thing blew up. I mean, blew up. As you can see, it was everywhere. So be careful out there. What was amazing is I had put that on my Facebook page, and I had so many people tell me that they have had, not necessarily an accident like that. Like one lady said she had cube steak and gravy in the oven and took it out, and the pan shattered when she got it out of the oven. Another lady told me pretty much the same thing, but she had it in the microwave, got it all the way out of the microwave, sat it down on the table or a counter or wherever, and it just shattered. So be careful. I thought that stuff was a little tougher than what it is, but that for me, I was very glad my back was to it all. Now, I didn't feel any glass on my back when I turned around, but I sure didn't need to be facing it. So, who says crafting can't be dangerous, huh? Anyhow, check out the ladies in the list below, all the other ladies in the collaborative. Check them out, and I want to give a special shout out to Jacqueline. If you haven't looked at Jacqueline, her link is below also, but she does some great videos. Now, she does like different kinds of things too, acrylic painting. She did one the other day that was some mixed media with a coffee theme. Watch that video. It is a hoot. She does great editing. She has this little character that she uses on the side called Sassy. You know it's her with her voice speeded up, but it is so funny. She is so talented. I mean, she deserves to have a bazillion followers. So, again, just wanted to give a shout out to Jacqueline. And if you haven't subscribed to me, please do. Tell your friends. Take my video, something that you like that I've done, and go and share it on your Facebook if you would. You know, tell people that, you know, you think that I'm pretty clever, maybe, huh? That I do some cool stuff. You know, I'm charitable. I give a lot of stuff away. And I'm just at this point trying to get to my 500, and then my next goal is going to be that 1,000. So again, give me that thumbs up too. Chat with me down below. I want to hear from you. I really do want to hear from you. I talked to everybody. I message back to everybody. So anyhow, I will catch you all down the road. And stay tuned now to June's for that collaborative results. I'm going to do a little better, I hope. But I'll check you all later. Bye.